Comic book fans are a fickle bunch. They can't wait to see their favorite characters come to the big screen, but if things aren't just the way they should be, it could get ugly quick. While the genre has no shortage of excellent offerings, there are more than a few that can split opinions right down the middle. Controversial adaptations abound in Screen Rant's 10 comic book movies that divide audiences. Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's Superman reboot is the foundation on which the DC Extended Universe is built, but not everybody is thrilled about that. The film proved to be extremely polarizing upon release, with the dark tone to blame. Some appreciated the updated modern spin on the mythos that made Superman a more relatable and human character than ever. Others thought the feel of the movie clashed with Kal-El's traditional values, creating something that didn't fit. Snyder has tried explaining his decisions, but he hasn't won everyone over yet. Watchmen. Snyder adapted Alan Moore's ambitious graphic novel to the big screen, and the results were decidedly mixed. Many praised the film's stunning visuals and its loyalty to the source material, engrossing viewers in the world of the Watchmen and bringing the pages to life. But then there are those who believe the movie can't hold a candle to the comic, which some considered unfilmable to begin with. It also didn't help matters that Snyder changed certain aspects of the story, including the ending, and that didn't sit well with longtime fans. Though Watchmen was well received, it struggled somewhat at the box office. The Dark Knight Rises. After The Dark Knight redefined superhero films forever, moviegoers everywhere couldn't wait for the sequel. While it got plenty of strong reviews, The Dark Knight Rises wasn't nearly as acclaimed. Many pointed out several plot holes and gaps in the logic, which made the story somewhat messy, a stark contrast from the tight execution of the first films in the trilogy. But some fans were able to look past the flaws and appreciate the finale as a rousing, emotional end to one of the finest film series of the 21st century. There's no denying that the movie is exciting. Iron Man 3. Shane Black stepped in for Jon Favreau for Iron Man 3, looking to bring the series back to the limelight after the second film let fans down. Unfortunately, Black couldn't recapture the magic of the 2008 original. It's true that RDJ was in top form and the film delivered plenty of comedy and action, but the twist involving the Mandarin infuriated longtime readers of the comic book, upset at the handling of Iron Man's nemesis. It was also seen as a wasted opportunity to create a legion of suits only for them all to be destroyed at the end, and taking out the shrapnel from Tony's chest, that's a big no-no. The Amazing Spider-Man. Rebooting the franchise just 5 years after Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3, the marketing for The Amazing Spider-Man promised the untold story about Peter Parker. What they got was more or less a remake of Raimi's 2002 original, playing back several of the same plot points to set up Peter Parker as the iconic web-slinger. This didn't sit well with many, but there are those who prefer Andrew Garfield's take on the character, seeing him as a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. Garfield's performance was a strong point of the films, but the mixed reaction to this series as a whole has caused the studio to go in a different direction. The Wolverine. Following 2009's disaster, X-Men Origins, 2013's The Wolverine was sure to be an improvement, up to a certain point. The first two acts were very well received, with fans praising the story and Hugh Jackman's performance. But how one enjoys the overall movie depends on their perception of the third act. Many took issue with what was seen as a generic comic book movie fight as Wolverine went toe-to-toe with a version of the Silver Samurai. It was hardly the most compelling set piece and threatened to derail the movie. Hopefully Wolverine 3 can be a more consistent effort, with or without the R rating. The Incredible Hulk. Hulk solo movies are hard to do. Ang Lee's version failed in 2003, and the 2008 reboot didn't do much better. Rebooting the character to fit within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it was seen as a marginal improvement at best. Fans enjoyed star Ed Norton's turn, and the Hulk action was fun to watch on the big screen. Still, some criticized the film for being just a basic superhero film that didn't dive too deep into substance, trying to distance itself from the criticisms of the 2003 movie. It's no surprise that a Hulk standalone sequel hasn't been made yet, though characters from the film are starting to pop up again in the MCU. Batman Returns. Tim Burton helped usher in superhero movies for a new generation with 1989's Batman, but the sequel wasn't as big a hit. Though many gravitated towards the darker tone and performances of the leads, there were plenty who were not impressed. Batman Returns upset a number of parents who felt the violence and sexual references throughout the film were unsuitable for youngsters. As a result, McDonald's shut down their Happy Meal promotion and the film took it in less at the box office, sending the franchise down a dark road it took years to recover from. This is why studios like to make things family-friendly. Ant-Man. Ant-Man was seen by many as a fun heist film propelled by a standout performance from Paul Rudd. The smaller scale was also greatly appreciated after many MCU movies put the entire planet at risk. But the lingering question about Ant-Man will always be what Edgar Wright would have done with the material. That's not to take anything away from Peyton Reed, it's just that some moviegoers feel that the product we got could have had a more unique spin if the Cornetto trilogy director was at the helm. We'll never know for sure, but at least Ant-Man wasn't a disaster. Fantastic Four. Rise of the Silver Surfer. We'll admit it, there aren't many fans of this movie. Still, the portrayal of the Silver Surfer character was well received. and many were hoping that one day the character could get his own spin-off film to flesh him out further. Those wishes were dashed when the film underperformed at the box office and was panned by critics, a result that killed the franchise instantly. We're still trying to figure out what they were thinking with Galactus. Fox still doesn't know how to properly handle this property, so it could be a while before the Silver Surfer gets its shot at cinematic redemption. Those are our picks for the most divisive comic book movies. Are there any we missed? Which ones are your favorites? Sound off in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe to Screen Rant for more videos like this one.